Greetings and welcome to episode 57 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod Knights of St. John campaign. This is how we left it last time, my friends, where we have had a terrific battle with the 13 colonies. We really did gamble, or should I say the council pushed us to gamble here, but they chose, once again, the council chose the right course of action. We've absolutely obliterated the 13 colonies here. We've taken the main production centers, the main economic hubs of Philadelphia and Boston. We've also got New York under our control with the New York trade port here, which is going to prove absolutely huge for us. We've also, as you can see, got Plymouth here, the trade route. We've also got here Newfoundland, again bringing in a substantial amount of gold here for our coffers, which we are going to need. Mind you, we are building up a tiny little bank here. We really are 170,000 in gold here. This gamble paid off hugely for us. It really did. And we've got a number of armies here, which is still probably just tweak. We need to tweak. Oh, look at that. I mean, that is look at this army here. It's an absolute. Some of these armies are extraordinary. They really are. Look at that there. What a wonder. General Ponte here. We'd like to treat Maryland here. We need this buffer. Because Virginia isn't really that well built up here. We've also got Carolinas down here, but we've got the Dutch then, who've sort of got this stopgap here. We've allied with Spain. Of course, we're going to leave Spain well alone there, but I'd like to try and take these, so we can take these two regions here, just in case the Dutch decide to dip their toes into these regions here and, sort of almost come up to the border with us. We need some buffer states between Philadelphia and Boston as well. We've also got Fort Nashwack here. Arcadia's under control. Look at that. We sent in pretty much a brand new recruited army here. A green army, as it were. Look at that. They fought valiantly there. They really did. But these armies we sent in are some of our finest, as you can see. But they've now been battle hardened. They have now faced the rigours of war. And look at this. They've absolutely turned in some wonderful troops. They really have. ready for the absolute titan that is the Dutch. I mean, look at that. Just feast your eyes upon this empire they've carved out here, my friends. I mean, look at it. It is extraordinary. I mean, look all the way here, almost to the Urals. I mean, Russia has been absolutely obliterated. I mean, if they lose Ufa here to Bashkira, then I have genuinely, in all my years, never seen one nation that started out as a single region be this dominant. I mean, they have blitzkrieged everything in their path, and Russia was just completely tossed aside. The only sort of fight they had was when they went against Poland. Poland gave them a little bit of a fight because they also had Russia on their side, but I mean, it's extraordinary. It really is extraordinary. I've never seen like it. Now, it's allied with Sweden, but Sweden are also allied, as you can see here, with the Dutch as well. So as you can see, they're not gonna fall on our side. If it's a war between the Dutch and the Russians, they're going to stay neutral. They're not going to lose the alliance they've got with the Dutch, because they daren't. Look at this. The Dutch have allowed them to have effectively almost the backbone here of Central Europe, because quite frankly the Dutch don't need it. They've got all of Italy apart from the islands here. Now, we've got the Mughal Empire here in Sardinia, which is an ally of ours. We're also allied with Spain, who I believe... No, they're not at war. They're trade partners now. So before, there was a little bit of a dispute here along the border, but now it seems everything has sorted itself out here. Now, we do have down here Tangier, Morocco, which is sort of almost an outlier by itself here in sort of the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. So I think we're going to have to definitely look at that. Yeah, we've got just these gentlemen here to sort of almost bring the populace under control, because we have stripped the main army from here. Oh, it's firmly under control now, as you can see here, but resistance to foreign occupation is still quite high. But we are now starting to see some benefits coming out of here. I believe, yeah, we've got a major fishery here just to cut the possibility of any hunger going on here, which we don't have at the moment. As you can see, the industry, yeah, that's gone down quite a fair bit here. But we've got this army here as well, which, oh, look at that, we're going after the remnants here of the Moroccan rebels, who are just going to cause us a few problems here, particularly because they've hit the iron mines here, which are giving us 1,000 here. That's why our income has dropped slightly here, and we're also bringing up this water powered cloth mill back up to full strength. So we're going to track these down here. But look at that army, my friends. My goodness me, extraordinarily powerful. And the reason we've left such a powerful army here is because we don't want to lose access to the gateway here into the Mediterranean Atlantic. We want to control this, at least from the land. We can't control it ship-wise, but land at least. And we've also got our erstwhile allies here, the Mokhals, who just have committed huge forces here. But thankfully we've got Spain on as an ally as well. We've also still control here Tunis, but for some reason we just can't seem to get it under control. Clamour for reform is playing a huge part in that, probably because we've got the Classical University here, which we can't yet destroy because we are still in the midst of research here. And we still got quite a bit of research here. I was just thinking before we started here, I'd like to get carronades because we can't actually build first-rate ships. We can't build them for some reason. I don't know why, but we can't. But the closest we can get, we can get the admiral's ships, but they can only get a few of those. We can also get a few other ships, but the main reason I wanted to get these because these heavy frigates are actually quite powerful. They cost a good chunk of money here. Decent manoeuvrability, speed is not too bad either. Hull strength is nearly 5,000, which is not too far off the first rate. Their firepower is up there. Their range is definitely up there with the first rate. Their accuracy is actually better, which is going to prove absolutely vital there for us. And also their reloading skill is not too bad either. We've got no experience coming out here, but I think I'd like to move into getting the carronades here so we can get that. Because the quick line just here, this is going to give us naval hospital. But we need carronades here to get this. You can see there's a first rate, 504 firepower, 600. Accuracy is only 55, 8 reloading skill. Of course, hull strength is just extraordinary. But look at the speed and look at maneuverability low. But if we sort of the mid range of that would be these gentlemen here. And to be honest, I'd like to get a few heavy frigates just to boost our naval forces. Because if the Dutch go against us here, their navy is going to absolutely crush us. It really is, and there's no point in trying to hide it otherwise. I believe here they've got an absolute plethora of ships. Their armies are extraordinary. I mean, look at this. They're able to just need marines here without even batting an eyelid. Look at that. Without even batting an eyelid. It's quite scary, to be honest with you. Look at this army here. It's got the Blue Guards, which is my absolute favourite. My favourite regiment in the entire campaign. Of any campaign. The blue, these are a wonder. I remember fighting these gentlemen to the last man. That's how brutal they are. We've also got now, we're starting to build up a few armies here. The council just saying, Mallet, just watch what you're doing here. So because in case the Dutch move against you, you want to be ready. In case they, of course, take the short journey across the English Channel here and move against Britain. You want some defences here. So we've got these two armies here. Now, London has taken an absolute age to bring under control, as you can see here. Fuel torches are pretty high, 1.12% here. It's pretty high, really. Income is not extraordinarily high, especially from London, because we've got to get that under control. The problem is, these here, the colleges, are driving up sort of that reform resistance. We do have some good income here from the trade ports, particularly here in Bristol and Newcastle. We're not going to update these because there's no link. They have no direct link to anything here. So we might we might change this to a fishery because it'll give us that. The shortages of food will be probably dealt with here. We do have some good armies here, just guarding up. And also the confusion here for me is why have the Swedes left such power? I mean, look at that. That is an extraordinarily powerful army. Look at that. What is it? 6 regiments of Marines. Why? And look at that. These are not armies you just I mean, look at that. You just toss to one side. Look at that. And who was Sweden at war with? Russia. I mean, with these forces alone, they could probably bat Russia aside, specifically here in the north. Look, Finland could easily be taken, and so could Karelia, Archangel up here. Sweden could have all of sort of Scandinavia under its control without even batting an eyelid, but for some reason they haven't. But we're not going to worry about that as long as they don't interfere with us. Now, we'll just go to the New World here. Now, the New World is just ticking away beautifully here. Look at that. Just got things ticking away here. Nothing too extravagant, but just look at that there. That's an absolute wonder. And the Mughal Empire, which thankfully is a really strong ally of ours, as you can see here, plus 329 here. Military alliances plus 200. got a little bit of trade agreement broken on there, and also war declared on a friend, which I'm not sure whom that might be. Probably, was it not the 13 colonies? No, I don't know what's going on there, but still, very, very friendly with us. Trade agreement has really absolutely kept us afloat there with them. And the same with the Ottoman Empire. They've been exceptionally close allies, but luckily we've got them allies on this flank here, and they've left us alone otherwise, because we've got the most lucrative part of India, which is the south. We've also got to keep an eye on here. The Dutch here have Ceylon, and that's a very wealthy region indeed. So we've got to keep our eyes open on that there. But we do have a few ships here. Actually, we could probably get the dry dock here. I think we're going to do here to get some of those frigates, heavy frigates when they're available. We've also got Calcutta up here in the north. But again, I think we might have to recruit another army here just to guard it. Look at the income there. Because I believe spices are doing it for us, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, look at that for spices. 53 gold per spice. It's extraordinary. And look at that. Look at this much spice the India is supplying here. Look at that. Who's taking the most? United Provinces are taking an absolute bucket load. Look at that. 97 pounds of spice per year. Look at the value. 42,000 in gold here. Only the Ottoman Empire is even close, and they're a mile off from what the United Provinces are taking from us. So again, our economy is heavily reliant on trade. Look at that. And if we lose 40% of that, 40,000 from that, then that's going to sink down to nearly sort of about 70,000 odd, which will just about cover this here. We'll be in the profit, but not by 61,000 we won't. So again, we've just got to keep our powder dry here and hope the Dutch don't mind us taking the 13 colonies. The moment we sort of might step over the edge there, they might move against us. Now we're allied with the Ottomans, so we're just hoping that the Dutch leave the Ottomans alone. I think they will. I think they probably will leave the Ottomans alone. They're actually allied with them. That's excellent. They're only at war with Russia, but I think our turn might be coming pretty soon. That's why we are increasing the number of ships we've got down here. Because if they cut this off here, then we are in a world of hurt. There's 140,000 gold along this one ship line here, this one trade line here. So we need to get those frigates up, and are also, as you can see here, getting local fishery here as well. But anyway, let us focus now on the New World. We've got the Caribbean is not doing too bad here. We've also got Jamaica and Bahamas under our control as well. But we've got, if the Dutch did move against us, we would definitely move in and take these regions off them. And also here as well, and also move into the Caribbean here. Take that off them as well, and here. Because look how much money we got coming in just from New Spain. Nearly 20,000 gold. This is extraordinary how wealthy New Spain is. But I think we can do everything we can at the moment here. We've got these armies. All the armies are at full strength now. We're just going to take our time now just to rebuild, replenish. And I think we might send an army down to here to take Maryland, because this army here has been absolutely smashed. I think... we might send these two armies in here, because I like to send one army in here and one to take Virginia as soon as possible. So I think that's going to be our main goal here. Let's just make sure everything is... Yeah, because we got to leapfrog as quickly as possible and take these regions. It doesn't give us a lot, Maryland, apart from the tactical position it gives us, the strategic position it gives us. It gives us that buffer, and also cuts off their access here to the income coming from the Carolinas, which is the biggest region down here by a country mile. But it'll also bring us in direct contact with Savannah here, which is the Dutch, and they've also got a naval hospital down here, which is going to be a problem. But it'll also give us, if they strike against us, we can take this pretty quickly and take that from them. And effectively remove them from the New World. We do have up here, the Inuits, we'll leave them be here. We're at peace with them. We've got, oh, look at that, and also the council. Yes, wait a minute. There it is. The council, of course, were calling for us to move against the rebels here. Take this, because actually Hudson Rupert's Land here is not too bad. Fort Albany here. Rupert's Land. I think we'll strike here. I think we can just... I don't think we'll take this fight here. I know we're going to lose a few men here, but the main thing is we take the region. that's actually not too bad. That's actually, look at that. That's a complete obliteration. Thank you very much. That's another additional land here. I know it's a way away from everything here. Got the Huron here, but there it is here. Absolutely wonderful. There's the wilderness, so we're a good while away from anything here, but we'll just rebuild. Let's get the army up to full strength again, just in case any of the native Indians decide to move against us, because they are an absolute monster hand-to-hand. The native Indians, honestly, they are the magnificent in hand-to-hand fighting. But I know what this will bring in for us here. That's not too bad at all. Got some growth here as well. Oh, fully under control here. That's excellent. Of course, we've got the Hurons up here as well. So they haven't stepped on their toes. We don't want to war with the Hurons, because this would mean this army would be isolated, or we have to send armies all the way around, right the way around here, into the Arctic, and come back through. As you can see, it's always cold here. Right, I think we're going to strike here. We're not going to waste any more time. I think we'll send General Ponty's army in. But first thing we'll do, we'll just put them on these gentlemen on the border here. And let's see if we can strike straight away. Wait a minute, we've got peace with them. So it looks like we... Oh, my mistake, my friends. Looks like we've got peace here. I should have checked what we were doing. The 13 colonies have got nothing. We've declared peace. But what we'll do is we'll just move them up to the border here, just in case we get some trouble. It looks like we just want to stabilise things here a little bit, which is probably good for us, to be honest with you. We can't move them now, but they are. We want to get them. As a 13 colony ship, of course. So we've got this fleet here, which will probably do untold damage here. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. See what happens here. We're going to keep an eye on what the Dutch are doing, because the fascination we have with the Dutch here being such an... I mean, it's extraordinary, the empire they've carved out here. Particularly fascinating what's going on here, because I think we're seeing the sort of the last gasps here of the Russian Empire. Let's end the turn. We've also got spies here, all dotted around the Dutch Empire, just to keep an eye on what's going on up here in the north in St. Petersburg. Wow. Wow. I mean, that is an extraordinary... we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming, but my goodness me, we didn't think it was going to be that quickly. I mean, this is huge. This is because we've taken the 13 colonies. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's the reason why I can guarantee you the Swedes will not stay allies with us. Or they won't join the war against them. There's no chance. No, only New Spain. Only New Spain will do it. Look at that, see? None of them. Wow. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that. From Ceylon. Well, would you believe... Okay, alright. Okay, if that's how you want to play it, then we shall oblige. We will oblige. I'm pulling those armies away from the 13 colonies. Wow. That's a huge, huge thing that's happened there. Thankfully, we don't have much in terms of trade on here, but... Disband. Yes, I think we will definitely get single pay. Yeah, that's fine. We've got enough money for that. That's absolutely fine. We'll do that. We'll take a military alliance with them. We want the Spanish on our side. I think we're going to take Ceylon for definite from the Dutch. If they want to fight, then we will oblige. Oh, look at that now. 97,000? No, we'll have a trade agreement, good sir, but we will not. No. We've got New Spain on our side, which is excellent. We've got to be really prepared for what's coming now, because it's going to be pretty brutal, my friends. Not even the Mokhals would join us. Got to be wary of what's going on here now. I'm just going to keep an eye on things here because... Oh, I think we'll take Ceylon. I think we're going to take Ceylon, to be honest with you. We're going to remove the Dutch from the New World. From the subcontinent, I beg your pardon. Wait. Well, let's call on them. Let's see if they'll come on our side. Indeed they will. Excellent. So Venice and the Dutch. Excellent. There it is. So we've got the Venetians here. That's going to hit us hard. No, it's not actually. Well, well, well. Okay, we're gonna have to reel some real discipline here now. Some real discipline here. I'm gonna need the council's advice here without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, he's passed away there. That is a shame, but we're getting you. Luckily we've built up a bank here. Luckily we've built up a bank. Ah, look at this. This is more like it now. So we can invest in this here. We're going to definitely get our economy running up to full stretch here now. What else has happened here? Let's see, we've got full roads now. Full roads. Excellent. All full roads. Pennsylvania. Let's get Pennsylvania. We'll need everything we can get now. Every scrap of gold we're going to need. We can also upgrade this here as well. What else do we have here? Oh, that's done now. Trapper. Commercial port here in New York. Now, this is the question. Now, let's have a look at our relations with everybody else. Now, Austria are unfriendly, so we can get a trade agreement with them. That's fine. Russia are hostile. What about Sweden? Can we get a trade with them? Oh, they can ask a silly amount. That's fine. That's okay. Plus 61 only. We've got to be careful here about Sweden. Russia's hostile with us. We don't want to get trade with them just in case we step on any. Denmark, Austria. Well, so that's fine. We'll leave the trade as it is for the moment. Austria don't want to know. So we can give them machine rifling for trade. Ah, excellent. It's not a huge amount of trade, but it's something at least. Just got to keep that money flowing here. We wasn't Sweden. I'd like to have Sweden, but they're not. They've got no interest in that at all. Now, we've got this. Oh, we can't move the fleet out. We cannot move the fleet out. They're effectively trapped here. Oh, that's a menace. That is an absolute menace. Look at that. The only reason we can get this fleet out is by the right. We have to build a new fleet, then, aren't we? Trade here up here is pretty important to us. Actually, it's very important, the trade from the New World. So I think we're going to move against these territories here. If they want the fight, then we'll oblige. I think we're going to take this from them here. We're also going to we are definitely going to take this from them here. Look at this. Full plantations and a naval hospital. We're definitely taking this from them here. I think we're going to launch that attack. Yeah, we're not going to stand by and let this happen. That's for sure. So I think we need to send a ship. If we've got any ships here we can use, yes indeed. We're going to send a spy ship down here to see what's here. Just as well we did. Just as well we did. So now we know what we're up against. Can it get back? It can indeed. That's a wonder. We're going to send one of this army down here. I think we're going to send General Ponti's army down to take it. If they want to fight, then we'll oblige, believe me. Now, the problem is we can't use this fleet here. It's effectively trapped in here because of this fleet here. I think we're both trapped. We've got this here with this army loitering about as well. We've got to be careful here. We've got this New Spain who have been wonderful allies of ours. Right. I think we have to do this in 2 stages here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to blockade this here. They wanted the fight, they've got it. I think we'll take one of these ships here. Actually, none of them will make it. That's a bit of a menace, isn't it? No, none of them make it, so that's fine. We blockaded that there. Do we have anything else we can send? Another ship up that way? No, we don't. That's another menace there. I think we're also going to have to make sure all our ports are fully covered here. This port's okay here.
Uomini, avanti! In marcia!
Secured. We need another ship. So let's recruit that ship. So we're definitely going to deal with them here in the new world. We'll take Hispaniola first. We'll clear them out from here, and we'll also take Punda at the same time. So we've got 2 ships on the way, but I think we're definitely going to fight this army here. This landed here. Look at that. How dare you, sir? How dare you? It's mostly cavalry, though. We probably need to send this army over as well. That's going to cause us a few problems. They've only got that there, so we don't have much. We don't have any. Oh, we've got a lot of cavalry here. And if we move these out here, that's not going to cause any problems at all. Actually, I'd like to move against them. I'd love to take this here. What is? Let's just quickly see what's over here before we start rushing into things. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. We're not going to be taking that. That is extraordinary. That is absolutely extraordinary here. So we've got to do something about this. So I think here from Sitara, we'll start recruiting. Let's put again a very strong army together here. But one is going to be absolutely ready to fight. 24 pounders. And also some 24 foot. We are not going to be standing by letting them do this. 196,000. We've got 64,000 here. We're going to recruit another army here. I think we definitely need some more. We definitely need some more forces in this here. We don't want them moving against us here, so we're going to get another general. I'm going to put another full army in here, a defensive army, and also some cavalry. Let's prepare. Let's prepare. We know what's coming. I really wanted to take the fight to the Dutch straight off the bat. We might be able to move against them, but I think the Venetians as well need to be dealt with. Oh, we could take this here. Oh, what a Can we get a ship into this region here, and then I believe we probably could, to be honest with you. We could land here, and then we can land in Spain and move around, because we're allied with Spain, which means we can move around here.
In attesa di ordini. Ci imbarchiamo! Signori, è in attesa di ordini. Sì. Piantare le tende! I vostri ordini.
They wanted the fight, we'll oblige. Just send it here. Because they got this fleet here, which we can't move against. We'll have to deal with these gentlemen in our own time here, so I think we'll put some... We'll start making this into a bit more of a robust army, I think. Don't want to spend too much money here. We want to keep our money high as we possibly can. And also we're going to start moving some of these troops here, but I need the council's advice, to be honest with you, before I do anything else. I'd like to move against... It's good to see the gentleman moving out New Spain. Hispanola I will definitely want to take. We're going to rip these away from them here, and we're going to also take these as well. But to do that I need the ships. If only that fleet wasn't stuck here, that would be, we could use them. It's stuck, we'd have to attack these gentlemen here to do that, but we don't have any more ships. We've got this army up here, but definitely spend that, I think, on that, getting that, because that's a very lucrative, look at that, that's a really lucrative port there, my goodness me. And the army, they're still replenishing here. We don't have any more ships, unfortunately, in the area I can use. Otherwise, I would definitely be sending them. Or any ships, should I say, they can reach. We probably need these to be properly protected as well, these ports. So let's just recruit. They're going to protect the ports here. These ports are absolutely fine. Here, here, and here they're protected. Probably start to increase these here, but we can always move armies about if need be, but we're going to really crack the Dutch open here. We do have this army here, these armies here as well. This is a powerful army here. If we do move this army out, though, it's going to be pretty painful because they're going to definitely rebel against us. What does this army need here? It needs a general. I think we're going to get ourselves. No, that's it. That they fought very well. They have. Let's retrofit this army here. Cuirassier. So we got 3 cuirassiers. We don't need 3 cuirassier here. I think one more cannon for definite. Let's make this into a full army here. The native Indians are African native infantry are excellent, but we don't really need them. Actually, no, this one we'll keep because it's got good. No, actually, we'll keep them in there because they've been fighting well. It's where do we hit the Dutch though? How do we hurt them? We could take France here. Like, I say that, but then they would unleash all hell upon us. All the ports are covered here. Yes, indeed they are. We do need a lot of additional forces though. I don't want to increase our spending too much. I want to keep it under control to a point where I'm definitely going to improve our navies here along the coastline. But I'm going to ask for the council's advice before we go any further. We're definitely going to take Hispaniola here. We're also going to strike them here, but this here is going to be a problem for us right here. This army here is good, but it's not really. Mind you, the dragoons here aren't going to do much. There's our problem. This army here is not that brilliant either. It's mostly just infantry. So the cavalry would probably do a huge amount of damage to them. We might strike out against them before that, but I'm going to ask for the council's advice. Here, we are going to be constructing another army here, so we can send it down here to reinforce. And also we might start putting together another army on top of that to deal with these here. Now this army here, because of some strange quirk, won't actually engage. It'll just stay there. These are the armies we've got to worry about. This one. And this one, and Indian, yeah, still going to give us a few problems. It's still their lances as well. Charge bonus is 21. That's a pretty brutal charge. So as you can imagine, and also they're fully equipped here with 24 pounders. So the Dutch are prepared, and they got the puckle gun as well. Now I've been well informed the puckle gun is absolutely brutal against mass infantry. So got to be careful. They're going to come from Mysore here. We're not going to give Mysore up. I can assure you Mysore will not fall. We've got plenty of cannon, plenty of cavalry to deal with that. We've got our own infantry here, but not enough infantry to really do enough damage. We'd have to probably dismount the dragoons to get them on the ground, and then use these light dragoons to do most of the sort of skirmishing work with these. Because as you can see, they don't have any cavalry or power. They do have power apart from these two here. Or these 3 here, but the infantry could be swept aside if we did it properly. But to be honest with you, I'd like to bring down another army here. But I won't move that army down until we've absolutely got this army up and running. We've got a lot going on here, my friends, but I'm going to ask for the council's advice of where we strike first. And remember, the Dutch have also got powerful fleets here. We're up against it, my friends. We are up against it big time here. And also, where do we strike in Europe? Do we maybe go for the soft underbelly here? Or do we go for France? Because we got 2 armies here, but they are not, by any means, ready. Do we need to get another army? We need to get another army then, don't we? So let's put another army together. 3 cavalry, 4 cavalry. This army's going to have a bit of punch to it. And we're also going to have some howitzers. And some 24-pounders. Got to be careful with our expenditure. It doesn't supersede much here. We got tax income is not too bad here at all. What's the tax like here with our policies? We've actually got low tax at the moment, which is just as well, to be honest with you. So we could probably increase our tax if it comes to the crunch. Still got good trade here. We've lost the United Provinces trade here, but that's probably has that been diverted elsewhere, perhaps? Yes, look at that. The Ottoman Empire has taken on the slack here that the Dutch left. So all the goods we had going from the Dutch are actually going to the Ottomans instead. So they've taken, look at that, £62 of, yeah, that's actually wonderful for us. And New Spain have been an absolute joy to see. They really have. Look at that, it's actually increased. The cost of spices have gone up. Well, the Dutch have pretty much cut off their nose to spite their face, to be honest, by doing that to us. Thankfully, everyone else has stayed peaceful with us. We've got to hit them back. We have to hit them back. We can't let them just do this. But I'm going to ask the council's advice what we do here. But my friends, I'm going to leave this episode where it is now. We're not going to have any action just yet. Because of what's going on, but we are going to hit the Dutch for definite. But my friends, thank you all for your wonderful advice and support. And as always, my friends, please keep your comments coming down below, especially now. I'm going to need your help really a lot now, my friends. We're really up against it now. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.